Seniors told to evacuate their homes haven't been allowed to return for 4 weeks. Good evening, I'm Jennifer Lee.
And I'm Josh Benson. Thanks for being with us tonight. Well, a new property management company says the building saw extensive damage. Residents are left without their paperwork, clothing, or medication. And in some cases, seniors are ending up hospitalized. 8 on your side, investigator Brittany Muller working to get some answers tonight for us. Brittany.
Josh, and good evening to you both. The property management company says it does not expect anyone to move back in before 2025. Tanya Olson says her mom has been shuffled around to different facilities, and despite hiring a nurse to fill her prescriptions, her mom's life is now at risk.
I guess it's necessary, but it's a bunch of crap.
Ione Olson is now hospitalized. The reason? Doctors told Tanya Olson that her mom has had a prolonged deprivation of access to her Parkinson's medications.
Her condition has been declining for I don't know how long until I showed up.
Ione is a resident at the Barclay at Pasadena, which is under new management, QSLM, as of October 15th. It was a perfect home for her mom up until Hurricane Helene.
The residents were instructed to bring 3 days worth of medication.
And only a small bag. Residents were bused to a sister property in Sarasota, where Ione had been sleeping on a cot. A home health care company, Bright Star Care, contacted Olson saying her mom needed additional help settling in. So Olson signed up for their services at $38 per hour to fill her mom's medication. When Olson went to Sarasota, her mom's hands and feet were swollen, but that's not all.
Her purse containing her phone, her ID, credit cards, cash is missing. All of her medications are missing. The clothing that is by her bed, none of the clothing is hers.
Olson says when her mom came here, she was able to walk, but now Ione is frail and confused. Olson took Ione to the hospital and says she reported Bright Star to the elder abuse hotline. When she contacted the company's owner, Susan Cooper,
She told me that I should offer them a measure of grace because there's been a lot going on with the hurricane. I should offer them a measure of grace. My mother went from being able to be living independently, being able to walk 100 feet, being able to manage herself, to barely being able to stand. She's extremely ill because she didn't have access to medication, because those people did not do what it is that they said that they signed up to do.
When I called Cooper, she did not answer my call.
What is happening?
On the other hand, a QSLM spokesperson would not answer my questions and denied my request for an interview. They would only share this letter that was sent to residents and their families on Wednesday. VP of Transition Operations Estella Bowers wrote both towers flooded, there was roof damage, and now the elevators are unsafe or unfunctional, all caused by Hurricanes Helene and Milton. Bowers said given the magnitude of the restoration work, we will also have to go through extensive permitting to allow reoccupancy. We expect to have additional clarity on the timeline for moving back into the building by the end of this week. But because of this situation, Olson says her mom's life is now in jeopardy.
It's just an egregious dereliction of duties.
I have been asking questions to city, county, and state leaders about this situation. I also turned to the Department of Children and Families and was told that these residents should file complaints immediately with the Elder Abuse Hotline.
And this sounds like a grave situation for a lot of people, because you keep them from their medications, that's going to be, as we can see, problems right out of the gate. What about if they try to choose to get rid of their lease or walk away from this? That's got to be expensive, or is it even an option?
Right, it normally is costly, and the property management company, QSLM, says these residents can terminate their lease without any penalties, which is good news, but as long as their prescriptions, belongings, property, those will be held inside their home until the building opens. But again, that's TBD. It could be in 2025, and these residents and these vulnerable people are really in a predicament.
Yeah, my goodness.
So their stuff is stuck there and they can't get to it.
That seems unacceptable.
Yep.
Stay on it. Thank you, Brittany.